If you ain't getting no money, nigga, you a fucking bum. Pull up with a Draco, 100 rounds at a drum. I don't give a fuck about who you is or where you from.
What's up, people? It's your boy Derr, aka Derr, back at again with another video. Before we get started, if you want to join the Dragon fam, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And smash that like button to help your boy out as we're in a quest to 500 subscribers. So as you seen in the title, we're going to be talking about the top QBs that enter the portal. It is that time of year where players jump into the portal and try to have success elsewhere. As a former college football player, I'm always going to be pro player movement. Just like how coaches can up and leave, players should have the same right to do so as well. These are the biggest names that have entered the portal so far. Cam Ward out of Washington State, Dante Moore out of UCLA, Will Howard out of Kansas State, DJU out of Oregon State, Dequan Finn out of Toledo, Malik Murphy from Texas, Kyle McCord from Ohio State, Riley Leonard out of Duke, Tyler Van Dyke out of Miami, Brock Vandergriff out of Georgia, Dylan Gabriel out of Oklahoma, and Grayson McCall from Coastal Carolina. We already got some QBs that committed already. First big name was Dylan Gabriel. He decided to transfer to Oregon. This is a nice pickup by the Ducks. Oregon has a lot of talent coming back next season, so this would definitely be fun to watch Gabriel in that Oregon offense. Oregon should be one of the contenders for the Big Ten next season. That is really weird to say, but yes, Oregon is moving to the Big Ten along with USC, UCLA, and Washington. The next biggest name to commit was Riley Leonard from Duke. I was not surprised to see his name in the portal when his former head coach Mike Elko decided to accept the Texas A&M job. Riley Leonard decided to commit to Notre Dame. This was not a surprise to me. All the signs of his commitment was pointing towards Notre Dame. He should have success there. I know Notre Dame had a couple of great recruiting classes coming in lately. Leonard's stats might not show the best results, but he was having a great season until he was hindered with an ankle injury, and Duke's great start of the season went downhill from there. Here are a couple more QBs that have committed already. Grayson McCall out of Coastal Carolina committed to NC State. I'm honestly shocked this dude has any eligibility left, along with guys like Dylan Gabriel as well. McCall had a breakout year during that COVID season back in 2020, but couldn't really get Coastal back to that level over the past couple seasons. Next QB is Tyler Van Dyke out of Miami. He decided to commit to Wisconsin. It's a good pickup by the Badgers. I'm intrigued on what he will do at Wisconsin next season. Wisconsin definitely have a tough schedule next season. They got Alabama in the non-conference. They play at USC in 2 home games against Penn State and Oregon, but we will see how Van Dyke will do at Wisconsin. The next QB is Brock Vandergriff out of Georgia. He was Carson Beck backup this season. He decided to commit to Kentucky. This ain't Kentucky first time going after a transfer portal QB. He was a former 4-star QB coming out of high school. I don't know much about Brock, but we will see how he will do at Kentucky next season. The next QB that committed is Kyle McCord out of Ohio State. This decision by McCord to get in the portal doesn't surprise me at all. He was the ultimate game manager. He really wasn't the reason Ohio State won games this season. I was honestly disappointed as an Ohio State fan that he struggled with the amount of talent Ohio State has on the outside. He's not a bad QB, he's just not on the level of Ohio State quarterback. I was probably his biggest critic this season, but McCord did find a new home. He decided to commit to Syracuse. It was some interest from Nebraska. He visited them last week, but he decided to move on from Nebraska. I hope he has a successful season with Syracuse next year. Now let's get into the QBs that haven't committed yet. Hopefully nobody else commit while I edit this video. But anyways, the first QB is Cam Moore out of Washington State. This will be the 3rd school that he's going to transfer to. He's probably the hottest QB that is available right now. I'm hearing that some are willing to offer up to $2 million for him to go to their school. This past season, Cam Moore threw for 3,700 yards, had 25 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. As a Buckeye fan, I would love to get him. He's a pocket passer that Ryan Day wants. He's also mobile enough to escape from pressure. Wherever Cam goes, he will most likely be one and done. He just wants to go to a place to boost his draft stock. He visited Miami early last week, and he visited Florida State this weekend, so we will see how those visits go. Next QB is Dante Moore out of UCLA. He is arguably the second and some eyes most hottest QB in the portal right now. Coming out of high school, he was originally committed to Oregon, then flipped to UCLA. After his freshman season at UCLA, he decided to jump into the portal. He had an up and down season during his first year. He threw for only 1,600 yards and had 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Dante was battling with injuries this season. Hopefully wherever he goes, he is completely healthy. I heard noise that he had consideration for Michigan, Michigan State, and Miami. I'm also hearing some noise about Ohio State as well. The next QB is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, so we're going to go by DJU. DJ decided to jump into the portal after his former coach Jonathan Smith took the Michigan State job. This will be DJU's third school. After an up and down career at Clemson, he decided to transfer to Oregon State. He had 2 solid seasons at Oregon State. In 2022, they went 10-4 with a bowl win. He led Oregon State to an 8-4 season this year. This will be his third school now. He threw for 2,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, and had 7 interceptions. A lot of people thought he would follow his former coach to Michigan State, but right now it's saying he's going to choose between Louisville and Florida State. He visited Florida State this weekend, so we will see how that visit went. The next QB is Will Howard out of Kansas State. He decided to enter the portal after his first full season as Kansas State QB. He threw for 2,600 yards and had 24 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Right now, there is indications that he might end up at Miami. I have seen a lot of QBs connected to Miami and Florida State. I just want to see which Florida school will secure the QB for 2024 first. Next QB is Malik Murphy out of Texas. He was Quinn Ewers' backup this past season. He even started a couple games this season for the injured Ewers. He did pretty solid in those starts. He won all the games he started in. He wanted to enter the portal because the QB room was crowded at Texas. Quinn Ewers announced that he was returning to Texas next season. Texas also had their future star Arch Manning, so I understand why he entered the portal. Malik Murphy's stats don't really pop out, but he did solid in the games he did start for Texas this season, so he should be a solid starter for wherever school he goes to next season. A handful of schools is interested in Murphy, schools like Georgia, USC, Duke, Baylor, and others. He is a mobile QB that can throw the ball. Outside of Moore and Ward, I'm intrigued on where Malik Murphy will end up. The last QB is Dequan Finn out of Toledo. He is the top QB in the transfer portal out of the group of 5. He is the ultimate dual threat QB out of all the QB that's in the portal. He led Toledo to back-to-back MAC championship game appearances. He won it all last year, came up short to Miami of Ohio a couple weeks ago. He also got a bowl win under his belt as well. I think he accomplished everything he set out to do at Toledo. Now he wants to see his options to potentially land a Power 5 starting job. As y'all know, I went to Toledo and DQ is my former teammate. I knew he was special during the first week of spring ball before the pandemic hit. I was frustrated that Toledo didn't start him sooner because the talent was there. He was the MAC player of the year. He threw for 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. He also rushed for 563 yards with 7 rushing touchdowns. He recently visited Wisconsin and he visited Baylor this weekend. I'm honestly proud of him as a former teammate of his, and I'm excited on where he will end up next season. Now for the rest of the QBs, I hope they have success at wherever their future destination is, and we will see how things shake out in the next few weeks. Well, that's the end of this video. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. Who's your favorite QB in the transfer portal, and where do you like to see that QB go to? And where do you like to see that QB go to next season? Let me know. Also, before I forget, don't forget to tune into my podcast with my guy Benny Go. It's called the Kachow Podcast, and we will try to have an episode out every other week. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Go follow me on all my social medias, and that's the end of this video. Peace out.